Hello, this is your good buddy Huckman, or Snuffman, sorry. I still go by my old name sometimes. I'm going to show you how I take snuff. Let me blow my nose first. Blow my nose first and I'll show you what I do. Give you some tips. Now, as far as tips go, my first tip is to pinch your snuff as lightly as you possibly can without dropping it. I've noticed that's what works for me. It may work for you. I'm going to go with Golden Glow by Samuel Gauss to show you this one. I'll also show you how I do. Now there's two ways I've saw to do this, that I've learned to do this. You either do it this way or this way. Now this way might be good for finer snuffs because it gives you the ability to, see how my forward finger is longer than that one? It gives you the ability to make a distance. And this is how you take it this way. This way first, I'll show you the other way. Put your finger up to your nose like this, and lightly to an angle, sniff. Now that works good for me if I want to sniff harder to take a snuff. This other way works good also. First way I showed you. It's like this. This. Barely holding it. Hold it for a second to warm it. Snuff with precision, as they say. Now, when doing it this way, you can also take more coarsely ground snuffs like Fire Dance. As long as you're pinching it gently, with little to no pressure, it can be easier to take these more coarse snuffs like this, because you can sniff harder without risking going too far up. I'll demonstrate. Just like that. That easy. Now when you breathe in, you're generally, I've been told two things. If you're just starting, breathe in like you're normally breathing in, like a normal breath. But once you get better at it, you can start speeding it up and take slower pinches. You want to take a good half-second breath, slow breath for your first, half-second to a second long breath for your first pinch. Breathing in very, very, very gently, of course. Very slowly. Just enough to get it spread through right here. About right here is where I get mine. See right here. I'll demonstrate that. Like this. I will use the Golden Glow again. Watch. Like that. Or you can even go slower like this. Whichever works for you. I would not suggest snorting as hard as you possibly can, or not snorting, that's not a good word. Breathing in, I would not suggest smelling as hard as you possibly can like some people do, at least not at the beginning. That's a more advanced technique. Now there's also the back of the hand, like right here, and the spoon. But I won't demonstrate those because I don't really use those very much anymore since I found out the secret to pinching for me. Also, you might want to learn how to aim your snuff. Like, for me, I was doing it like this, up here. See how I've got my fingers up here? But I've also started going back like this and breathing in. You can aim anywhere from here to the front of your nose, all the way to the back right here on both sides. For me, I find right about here is to be the best angle, sometimes up here. Right about here in this area is the best angle for me. You don't want to pinch your snuff too hard because to me that kills the scent of the pinch and you don't get as much of a nicotine. You don't get much of the physical effects of the nicotine out of it like that. But there are times you might have to do that with like very fine snuffs, like what's a fine one? Dulakia White or not Dulakia, White Elephant. I can't remember who makes that because I haven't used it in forever. And sometimes it may be more advantageous to put a very coarse snuff on the back of the hand or on the thumbnail. It all depends on how you want to do it. But the back of the hand and the thumbnail, to me, don't warm your pinch as much as warm your snuff as much as a pinch does. It all takes practice. I'll show you again how to do each one. I'll be using Golden Glow. Yeah, I've already showed you this one, so I'll show you this one again. It might not have came across quite as clear. I'll do it on side view. See, I got my thumb and my finger right. My thumb is right here pressed up against that. My finger is right up against the other side. And on the other side, it's reversed. You want your fingers to be, for me, that technique works with fine snuff too. It really does. Works better with fine snuff. But for me, you want your pinch to be right about here. You can take it further, but it's harder. You have to sniff harder. Or if you're really having trouble, you stick your fingers in your nose a little bit like this. Not too far, just enough to spread them a little bit. But for me, right here works best. Now I will demonstrate again, because I like snuff, with the more coarse snuff. And I'll try to get as close as I can. I'm going to go like this. Get the right kind of pinch again. See, I got my thumb and my finger. See? Just a second. I don't know if it's recording right now. Something's happened. An error came up on my screen, so I don't know if it's still recording or not. Just in case. See how I've got my thumb and my finger? Well, let me try again. See how my finger is out further a little bit? That little bit of different space makes a difference. You can breathe harder like this to get your snuff in. Or you can take it like this. But I kind of prefer going. Does that make sense? Well, I hope that you find this helpful. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. This is what I've learned over the years, and more so what I've learned recently. You have a great day, and may good sniffs follow you.